Camping's really the way we get to experience nature and stay in touch after graduating college. Because I have a long history DJing, as well as a couple of my friends, we obviously wanted to incorporate that with the way we spend time together. But what especially brings us together is our shared passion for deep house. Setting up off-grid dance floors is something my friends and I have done before. Whether it's been on the beach, in a musty basement, or in the forest, we've been able to bring our setup wherever we really want to go. For this specific pickle camp, we had one goal in mind: go to the snow, build an igloo, DJ in the igloo, and record the whole thing while we have a good time, and potentially black out. But here's the thing, we all live super far from each other, meaning equipment for DJing and filming, camping, and being in the outdoors are scattered across all of California. So the first challenge to this before any of this even starts is to drive a combined 20 hours to meet up in the snow and make sure we have all the equipment. So I'm driving to get Colin. We're meeting about 3 hours out of LA because he's coming from SB, so we're gonna meet kind of in the high desert and then drive the rest in one car. We got 7 hours left on this long ass drive, but for this fucking pickle, bro. I picked up Colin and we left his car in a random neighborhood in Ridgecrest. From there we had 6 hours ahead of us to get to Nevada. Once we passed Mammoth, the temperature just kept dropping and dropping, at one point even dropping below 0 degrees. After a strong final push, we finally made it to Nevada and decided to camp below the snow line. Alright, we are in Nevada. This is the setup. Alright, what up guys? The next step to pickle camp is sleep in the trunk with all the DJ equipment. If you can't already tell, I'm pretty new to this fucking overlanding thing. Sleeping in the car was honestly fine, but I think the coolest part about this was that this is our first time doing the 395 scenic route like the whole way, and waking up to the view is something Colin would call all time.
Gas stations in the boonies. We just slept in our 5-star accommodation. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna get some brekkie, and we're gonna take a shit. But look at these mountains with the backdrop, the chevron. Pretty all time.
The next step is to meet up with Nicos. He'd be driving up from San Jose around 4 a.m. in order to meet us in Tahoe in the morning. Nicos is a pretty easy person to convince to do stuff. In fact, I don't even really do any convincing. One time we went to Oregon and I said I wanted to sleep outside, and the dude actually just slept outside, like on the ground. We had a full cabin, like it's not like we were camping. He just literally slept on the ground. Anyways, we got to Tahoe right around the same time Nicos did, and we figured it'd be pretty criminal if we didn't snowboard while we were there. So we headed up to Sierra to catch a couple runs. After 3 hours of mediocre riding, we drove down into the Tahoe Basin where there were no fly restrictions for my drone, and got some drone footage that I could overlay onto the DJ set that we were going to record. And of course, in true pickle camp fashion, I got a text that I was dreading the most. The truck coming from the Bay Area with the rest of the crew and equipment just broke down on the side of the freeway. They said they heard a loud screeching noise for about a minute before hearing a massive pop, which turned out to be the pulley bearings. I wasn't sure how they were going to make it. Honestly, at this point, I didn't think they were going to make it to Tahoe, so I gave them a phone call, and it kind of went something like this. Yo, bro, so are you guys going to make it? Yeah, we're gonna try and fix it, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, we're already checked in the Airbnb. What do you want us to do? I mean, I guess you guys could wait. Yuval needs to take a midterm on his laptop anyway. And if we make it, we make it. Okay, well, I guess we could get really drunk in the meantime. And that's exactly what we did.
We in motherfucking Tahoe. We on Cheap Shot Lane or Cheap Shot Road. Yeah, Matt's making music for us. It's pretty sick. I'm currently on the leather couch. We're in Tahoe. We're in Cheap Shot Lane, and we're listening to tunes and watching ski videos on the couch. Pretty fucking sick. Look at that. Yeah. So they were supposed to be here like 2 or 3 hours ago, right? But these guys decided to take this derelict ass truck. It's awesome. Sorry, Nick. But the power steering went out. They have to drive to Reno because our fucking buddy is flying into the Reno airport. He comes in an hour and a half still. Okay, well, they're picking him up in 40 minutes, and then they're gonna get Mexican food, and then they're coming back here. They're 6 hours late, and we've already killed most of a fireball, and we were supposed to hang out and chill and listen to music, and they're late because, I don't know. And, you know, these guys are a bunch of, you know, they you know, it happens. The camera makes me nervous.
Alright. And at 1 a.m., the truck prevailed, and the rest of the crew lived to tell us the story.
7:30 a.m. to make sure that the batteries that were charging downstairs were not on fire. I spent like several hours packing the truck. We drove to Livermore. In Livermore, the truck started squeaking, and then we heard a thud, and then I lost power steering. In looking for a place to pull over, I saw a landfill. So I drove into the landfill, and I drove to administration, and we noticed that a pulley was sitting loose on top of the suspension, and we were like, oh, that's the problem. And the only person at the administration office was the regional manager for public services, like the top dog. He had a bunch of tools and helped us to remove a bolt, and we tracked down the part after calling like 10 different parts stores. Took an Uber with this like crazy Filipino dude, kept talking about car crashes and road rage and how like 2 of his friends died from road rage. Put the pulley on and then started driving again. Kenneth didn't close the hood right, and now we can't open it again.
What? Actually?
Yeah.
It still is stuck.
Yeah.
Able to open it also means it won't just like fucking fly.
Yeah, I guess that's good.
Yeah, it's safe, but let's just hope nothing else goes wrong. We went to Stockton for Yuval to take his test, or rather Chris to take Yuval's test for him.
Dude, the last question we had to write fucking 800-word essay, and it's on lockdown browser, so I can't even fucking like use ChatGPT. So I have to take a picture on my phone.
Gotta have him do it?
ChatGPT, and then I asked him like, dude, can you type fast? And he's like, yeah. And he just typed all of it, and it literally took 40 minutes to type. And then it took him 40 minutes to type, and then the total was like 750, and I was like, fuck, it's not even that. During the test, we saw a fucking prostitute across the street.
Oh, so you just pulled over in the boonies? In like Colfax or something?
No, it was
In Stockton? Just that's the timing?
because it happened to be 7 p.m. when we were passing.
There was nothing really interesting until we got the GSR. And at GSR, we saw people playing the Kong machine, and that was enough.
The egg shaker noise every time you won.
Yeah.
That was like a key noise.
Yeah, it's the feature. Yeah.
I ended up losing it all.
Oh no! After a good night's rest, the day we were waiting for was finally here. It was time to get ready to go out, build an igloo, and DJ in it. So we grabbed a nice breakfast and immediately started drinking. Are you supposed to cook down the food first?
I don't know. That's what Nick said. But I think it's fine. I did it and it was fine.
Guys, it's a little smoky. It's so smoky in here.
Guys, you wouldn't.
So what are your expectations?
I think we're gonna get out there, and it's gonna be a big mess at first, and someone's gonna step up and take charge, and then we're just gonna build.
Setting up pickle camp's actually pretty easy. You just need power, which comes from our custom battery pack. You need sound, which we're using 12-inch Harbinger tops. And of course you need the DJ equipment. And of course all the drinks. It's simple, but it's a ton of stuff to lug, and you can't forget anything. We walked about a mile into the forest, and from there we started building.
dancing circles round the window light. And I thought of you, thought of you.
We need to smell.
Why don't we get
I felt the rain fall. On the rivers down the endless day. And I thought of you, I thought of you, thought of you.
This is fucking awesome. We innovated in our block creation twice. We originally started doing bins, but as time went on, we discovered that the hard packed snow, the ice underneath, can be cut with a saw.
Okay, we've heard enough from you. Pickles
Okay.
go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, bright stars, and the rocket's red flame will take all your way for the land.
All right, I have a block here, block here.
The Tahoe Basin is actually super strict about noise ordinances. This is to protect the wildlife. It's actually a federal crime if you break this ordinance. So once I made sure we were within legal range, we were good to go.
This version of you.
Told that boy to shut up.
After we were done recording the mix, everyone said their feet were getting too cold to stay in the snow. So for whatever reason, this was the logical reaction.
Colin, go!
So we basically spent like 8 hours building this igloo that got to maybe 60% and then destroyed it in maybe 2 minutes. Looking back, I don't even know how to describe like the whole point of this trip. I mean, like we did what we wanted to do, but what was the point of this? Like we destroyed it anyway. But at least, you know, we had a good time, and once we were done playing in the snow, we wrapped it up and hiked the mile back to the cabin.
How are your feet?
They're recovering. Destroyed.
What happened?
The boots were really tight. Give them all this red shit.
Your phone ringing. Your phone ringing.
What are we making?
Fuck shit. Oh, yeah.
They're in the truck.
All right, we go.
After waking up super hungover, it was time to wake up the rest of the crew because we needed to go home. We grabbed brunch at what we thought was a ran-down brunch spot, but it actually ended up being so good. Here's what the place is called. It was so good, we highly recommend it. And yeah, we just checked out the Airbnb and headed to the lake to look at the lake because why not? You know, we're in Tahoe, gotta look at the lake. And yep, just decided to go home after that.
Should we go back? Yeah, let's go.
And it was then that the 10-hour drive to SoCal started. We actually decided to make a couple stops on the way down. You know, there's actually so many beautiful spots to see on the 395. People travel from all over the country to see the 395, yet anyone that drives to Mammoth or Tahoe totally takes it for granted, I feel like. You know, when you're doing these road trips, especially on a weekend where you gotta get as much done as quick as possible, it's so easy to get tunnel vision on that 2-lane road ahead of you. But you'd be surprised, not just on the 395 but anywhere, how many interesting things you could see, how many different people you can meet by just having the curiosity to explore and wonder what's on the other side of this. The main point was to slow down, and people think that that might be a waste of time or whatever, but even 30 or 40 seconds to stop and look at the view can make all the difference. And it's a great reset if you ever feel like you're moving too fast, either on the road or in life or some shit like that. But sometimes curiosity takes you further than you'd like.
So, Matt, give us, why are we here? What happened here?
I wanted to go on the snow.
What are we doing out in the Mammoth Hot Springs? We're supposed to be coming back from Tahoe, you fucking dude, no, we're not even supposed to be here. Yes. Come on, keep going. Woo! Get out of the snow. Turn the wheel.
And I was right, we met a super cool group of people from San Diego that were hella down to push us out of the snow, and that's what it's all about. And just when I thought all the things that could go wrong already went wrong. For the first time ever, I drove off with the gas pump in the middle of the desert, and that's when I knew it was time to get home. No more curiosity. I'm over that shit. I just wanted to go home.
So let's blow.